BigCountryPreps.com. I'm Evan Wren, and this is the Countdown to Two-A-Days series, our daily look at an area football team and the key questions we'll be answering about that team in our August 20th preseason preview here at Big Country Preps. I'm with my partner, Dan Youngblood, via Zoom, and tonight, Dan, we've got the Glen Rose Tigers.
Yeah, and this is a program that under Coach Cliff Watkins has been one of the most successful teams of any school in our coverage area. They've been excellent, coming off another great season last year, 10-3, and they've got a solid nucleus back from that team. 12 of their 32 lettermen return, 4 offensive, 5 defensive starters. So they're going to have some holes to fill certainly, but they're going to be doing so with a 9-1 JV team. So it looks like. This will be another successful year for Glen Rose, but one where they are going to have some questions to answer. And we'll talk about some of the biggest here in just a few minutes.
All right, before we do that, we want to remind you folks to please hit the subscribe button at YouTube. After that, please hit that little bell and you'll get notifications each and every time that we post a video there. And with that, Dan, let's get into the questions about Glen Rose. What is your first pregunta?
Well, just right off the top of the head there, you got 20 lettermen lost. You're going to have some big holes to fill, and they do. The biggest for me is at that quarterback position. You're losing a guy in Canyon Evans who has been one of the most prolific passers in the state the last couple of years. A guy who could really light up a scoreboard with in the passing game. Just an outstanding player. Now he's headed to Midwestern State to play Division II football. So very, very talented. That's going to be a big hole left there. I'm interested to see kind of how that gets how he gets replaced. They've got a sophomore in Luke Males, a really good athlete who played a lot of ball for him last year. Again, really good athlete, kind of a slash guy for him in the past that could do a lot of different things, very versatile. So if he takes over that quarterback role, I think it'll be in good hands, but it will be a little bit different. It'll be a different type of player than they've had the past couple of years. So that part's going to be interesting to me, and I'm eager to see kind of how that plays out.
And we know that Coach Watkins likes to throw the football. And he just likes to score points. You know, he wants to score points, and he likes to throw the football. Um, but this year, with all these young skilled people, and breaking in a new quarterback and all that, uh, he's got an offensive line that's big. I mean, these guys are big. Clark Anderson's 320, Chase Alexander's 285, etc. They're going to get this monstrous push up front, and it's you might see Coach Watkins go a little bit old school, at least early on, while those skilled kids mature and learn the ropes and get ready for district. He may play it physical a little bit and take advantage of the tools that they have up front. Glen Rose can be about as good as any 4A around. They're huge. So you may see, and then this affords them the opportunity to buy some time for these kids and get ready for district. It'll be fun to watch because you know what I like watching. I like watching physical football, but it'll be interesting to see what he does because he is not a ground and pound guy.
And one thing that could play into that, we mentioned Males, who will be part of, I'm sure, of a competition for that quarterback spot. But if he does win that position, you're talking about a guy who had 365 rushing yards last year. It's a different type of quarterback. He would add more to the running game than they've had from that position in a while. So that could be really interesting, I think. The last question I have for Glen Rose tonight, anyway, is about that JV. You've got kids coming up from a 9-1 junior varsity team joining a program that has had a ton of success. So the expectations. That's the cool thing about high school football and programs like this. The expectations don't change. You lose 20 lettermen and the expectations remain sky high. I'm interested to see how those young guys step in and kind of fill the roles because there are going to be a lot of prominent roles to fill for guys who haven't played a ton on Friday nights. So I'm interested to see how quickly those JV players can step in and be contributors because if they can, I mean, it'll take some time. There's always a learning curve, but if they can, by district play, if their talent is showing as is possible by district play, they could again be a not only a district championship contender, but be looking at another solid playoff run. So it's going to be a lot of fun, I think, to watch these young kids grow up in Glen Rose this year, and I think it's going to be a fun season for them.
The culture's in place, and those kids are accustomed to winning. Those JV kids are accustomed to winning.
Yep.
So I would suspect that by the time district rolls around, they're going to be awfully stout.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. All right, in a moment, we're going to be taking a look at Glen Rose's schedule for 2025. But before we do that, we need to thank a few of our sponsors, beginning with For the Love of the Game Broadcasting and our old friend Terry Slavens, owner of K-Lakes 93.5 FM out of Brackenridge, 97.7 FM KATX out of Eastland, Classic Country AM 1330 out of Graham, 94.7 FM KWKQ out of Graham, KROO 1430 AM out of Breck, and KWBY 98.5 FM out of Ranger. That is for the love of the game broadcasting. Also, Rob Durham, sales consultant at Bayer Chevrolet Buick Cadillac up in Breckenridge. If you're in the market for a new vehicle or a used vehicle, call Rob. He's one of the nicest guys you'll ever want to meet. Give him a shout at 254 559 2266. That's Rob Durham up at Bayer Chevrolet Buick Cadillac in Breckenridge. And finally, Cavalry Resources and Construction, located up in Breckenridge, serving the entire big country, offering custom standing seam roofing made on location and all commercial roofing applications. Give Kobe Walker a shout at 254 246 5546. That is Cavalry Resources and Construction in Breckenridge. All right, and with that, it's time to take a peek at Glen Rose's schedule for 2025. We'll begin with the non-district portion first, and this is a stout schedule. They will open at Grandview on August 29th. They'll play host to Gatesville on September 5th. After that, Brownwood will come to town on September the 12th. They'll head over to Waco Robinson on the 19th of September, and then they'll face Alvarado on the 26th. So that's a challenging, difficult schedule with 3 road games in the first 5 days there, Dan, and then they'll jump into the open date.
Yeah, young kids will have to grow up quickly with that one. They will, after the open date, they will open district with a big home game against Godley on October 10th before traveling to Hillsboro on October 17th. They'll come back home to play Venus on the 24th of October before playing another big home game Halloween night against Fort Worth Benbrook, and then they'll wrap up their district schedule, their regular season, November 6th, so a Thursday at Fort Worth Dunbar. So a really good schedule top to bottom. This district was had a couple of challenges last year. It'll be interesting to see how a younger team handles it this year.
Alrighty, game or games of the year as you see it for Glen Rose.
I think there's two, and I mentioned them when I was going through the rundown of the district schedule. I think Godley is a team that could take a big step forward. I think that district opener at home against Godley is going to be a big one. And then Benbrook was the primary competition last year in that district, and they handled them pretty good. But I think that Benbrook game on Halloween night will be a big one as well.
All right, I agree with you on that entirely. I do think that home opener or the home district opener against Godley is probably humongous right there. If they win that, they're going to be sitting pretty. But Benbrook is going to be a challenge as well on Halloween night, no doubt about it. All righty. With that, it's about time to wrap up this edition of the Countdown to Two-A-Days series. A quick reminder, August 20th is the big day here. That's the day we release our preseason football preview, the most comprehensive look at big country football and its surrounding area of any media source in our area or statewide for that matter.
And that comes out again on August 20th. Make sure and look out for it. In the meantime, we thank you for watching this episode of our Countdown to Two-A-Days series and encourage you to come back tomorrow when we move up to Class 4A D1 with the Big Spring Steers here at BigCountryPreps.com.